In this short video, I want to talk about political cartoons. Now, these cartoons aren't like funny, ha, but they make you think. So, when I was in graduate school in my master's degree in public policy, I had a course on political cinema, and it was interesting just how much could be communicated in the space of a film. Same thing with these pictures. You know, a picture tells 1,000 words. Okay, so here is this what we're going to see in this first one happened right as the war was starting. This is September 21st, 2022. And here we see these Russian soldiers with a Russian flag, and they're going toward Ukraine, and it turns out to be a black hole. Well, that turned out to be pretty prophetic, because at this point, there's 930-something thousand, something in that neighborhood, Russian casualties as a consequence of a 3-day or 3-week, I don't care how you describe it, doesn't really matter, war that never should have happened, but happened. And it's really interesting how Putin got it wrong. Biden got it wrong. Or no, Putin got it wrong because he thought he could just roll over Ukraine. And Biden got it wrong because he thought the Ukrainians wouldn't fight back. That's where the "I need ammunition, not a ride" kind of phrase comes from. And yeah, but this is a really interesting cartoon at the very beginning of the war. Okay, second cartoon. Chasing the Deal. This is Cartoon Movement that posted this. Chasing the Deal. Today's cartoon by Burkhard Moore. Yeah, I think this is what's going on right now. So Ukraine peace, it's that way. And here's Putin's rhetoric, and he's just dragging along this. And Trump is just desperate for making the deal, right? This is a chase in the desert. Again, Trump is the one that actually wants the deal. Putin doesn't want a deal. What does Putin need a deal for? Putin's happy to keep going without him. So that's cartoon number 2. Number 3 is interesting. This was Bill Bramahall. Number 3 is really interesting because of the dynamic. So it kind of has a feel of, okay, so it's part in the war, part feels a little bit like Tiananmen Square, but Trump's saying you're blocking the way to peace. And he's up here with Putin. Well, wait a minute. If you're honest broker trying to make a deal, why are you up here with Putin? And Zelensky's standing in the way of the barrel, but he is standing in the way of it. And that's number 3. Now, why is he standing in the way? Because, well, this one is explaining why. Gerdes Royards posted this. And here's Putin in the shop. He's got his circular saw, and Trump is about to feed Ukraine into that circular saw to lop a big portion of it off for Putin. Who's outside the window at this point? Well, it's Volodymyr Zelensky, and I guess that's the EU. That's what the shirt is. So I don't know if that's von der Leyen or Callas or what. I guess it's von der Leyen, but yeah, there's a lot going on in this picture. It's not just a metaphor. I mean, they're really talking about lopping off a portion of Ukraine and acknowledging that, for example, Crimea is actually Russia rather than Ukraine, which goes against Trump's own Trump 1 administration position, where Pompeo was talking about as Secretary of State that Crimea will never be recognized as Russia, but yet he's about to feed this into the circular saw. Okay, this one hurt my heart. This new cartoon captures the global wave of revulsion as Russian war crimes against civilian populations in Ukraine. So you see Russian pilots in their plane, and usually they have another plane here that they've been able to knock down. And here you're seeing 3 pregnant women and 5 babies and 4 schoolgirls and 7 boys and 2 older girls and a number of older people in walkers. And yeah, that's what's been happening. And this is really telling a true story, because the Russians are doing this when they're sending their Shaheeds and their rockets into civilian buildings in the middle of the night. Like, that's not what the war machine is supposed to be doing. Like, if you're going after other soldiers, I get it. But if you're going after civilians while they're sleeping in their homes and it's killing pregnant women and children and elderly, what's going on? That's not tough. That's just barbaric. Next story. They said on the radio that people in the U.S. and the EU are war weary, says one soldier to another in what's obviously a trench. And this was just before Christmas, December 9th, 2023. Yeah. I mean, this one hurt as well. I remember seeing this a number of years ago. I just, yeah, we're war weary. What about them? What are they going through? Puts it in perspective. Now, this was interesting. This is Kevin. Oh, I'm sorry. This last one was Business Ukraine magazine. This one is Kevin Gallagher. And the comment here is Trump unveils his peace deal for war-torn Ukraine. It more resembles a great deal for Vladimir Putin. And so you have Uncle Sam, that's the figure of the United States. And on one side you have Volodymyr Zelensky for Ukraine, and the other side you have Russia. Okay, enough you two, says Uncle Sam. He's the referee. It's time you let me have a swing at a peace deal. And then he punches Zelensky. Like that is what it feels like Trump is doing in these peace deals. I mean, if you look at the ridiculous nature of the peace deal, I talked about it today in my 3 big stories segment. If you look at the ridiculous nature of what's in that peace deal, it's like Putin's getting everything and Zelensky's getting nothing. Right. Where do we stand? And okay, so yeah, it feels like that when you're looking objectively at what's happening. And then there's this great cartoon that explains the situation between Ukraine and the U.S. and Russia. So this is actually animated. So I'm going to be reading what's going on. This is by, Olga Nestrova is posting it. I don't know if she's the author or just what. Okay. So these arrows are coming in and you see Trump come in. Ukraine, I came here to finally put an end to this war. Are you giving us aid that will end the Russian occupation? No, it's even better. Could it be security guarantees and punishing Russia for its crimes? Even better. It's a unique opportunity to resolve all issues. Really? How exactly? Well, it's a fair deal. You give us half of your resources and half of your land to Russia. Okay, the resources, so we're talking about the mineral deal, and we're talking about bad terms for the Russian deal. And he says, everybody's happy. The war is over. I achieved peace. And he's got a crown on his head. Okay, sign here. What do we get? Hey, your interests aren't included in the agreement. Then we'll pass. Thanks. Hey, it's short-sighted of you to ignore such a wonderful deal. Understand this, to achieve peace, every party must make concessions. What concessions is Russia making? Well, it'll stop killing you. Look, I mean, this is funny, but like that's what Trump said yesterday. Like their concession is that they'll stop the war. That's not a concession. That's what? Okay, maybe for now. That doesn't really seem like a just peace or security guarantees. Hey, if you need peace, then why did you start this war with Russia? And again, Trump said that essentially the other day. What? We didn't start the war. Russia attacked us and we defended our land and our lives. And you didn't, did you think about the Russian lives? What? Listen, they seized your lands, killed you, tortured you, kidnapped your children. They've suffered a lot of losses too. It would be unfair to leave them without a reward for their efforts. Oh, like whoever's writing this really has hit the nail on the head of like why this is so backwards in thinking. Okay, here's another one. This is from Eva P. posting this. I don't know if she's the original, but Ukraine spelled Y-O-U as Trump is handing that to Putin. And another one, here's the deal, Trump says to Volodymyr Zelensky. Here's the deal. Let the guy who broke in and attacked your family remain inside, be gifted the kitchen and guest bedroom and den. That's the Trump, Ukraine, Russia peace plan. Yeah, that's what it feels like from Mike Lukievich. All right. Another one, Matt, this is Tomas Ives, ex-Verif, but it's a cartoon by Matt. Ukraine peace deal, and there's 2 businessmen talking. Let this be a warning to China. If they invade Taiwan, it'll only be allowed to keep some of it. Well, that's kind of what we're looking at in Ukraine unless something changes. And yeah. And then this is one of my favorites, cartoon from The Economist magazine on peace talks between Russia and Ukraine 2022, and not much has changed since. So here we see a huge Russian bear full of stickers from an angry porcupine named Ukraine. And yep, it's not happy about this. It didn't expect anything like this. And then the last one, this goes back to the 1930s. US and England are standing on the side while Stalin is whipping a woman named Ukraine. Yeah. These cartoons speak. They tell us something. They tell us something about what this is like. Why do you think Ukraine wants to get away from the Russians? Because this is what Russia's done to it for decades, for centuries. So, all right. Hope that helps you understand some things about what's going on with Ukraine and Russia and gives it some perspective in a way that maybe words just don't suffice. All right, my friends, that's all that I have. Thank you for the time, the likes, the shares, the subscribes, and thank you for being the kind of person that cares about Ukraine.